Narrator. Hello and a very warm welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. Do you ever feel daunted by the sheer size of your goals, or find yourself struggling to stay motivated on long, complex projects? Sometimes the path to major achievements can seem incredibly long, making it hard to see your progress day by day. Well, today we're going to delve into the often underestimated but profoundly powerful topic of achieving small wins. These aren't just minor accomplishments. They are crucial building blocks that generate momentum, boost confidence, and provide tangible evidence of progress, even when the ultimate destination is still far off. Understanding how to identify, celebrate, and leverage these small victories can transform your approach to work, combat procrastination, and significantly enhance your sense of accomplishment and well-being. Today we'll listen to an insightful and practical conversation between two professionals, Marcus and Jessica, as they discuss their experiences with harnessing the power of small wins and share strategies they've found effective. By listening to their discussion, you'll not only enhance your English comprehension but also gain valuable vocabulary for discussing productivity and learn practical approaches for fueling your own progress. And remember to stay with us until the end of their conversation, where we'll have a practice session designed to help you actively engage with the language and concepts they explore. So, take a moment to reflect on your own projects and goals, listen attentively, and let's explore the multifaceted world of achieving small wins together. Marcus, hi Jessica. It's good to connect with you. I was just feeling a bit overwhelmed by a big project deadline, and then I remembered how much breaking things down into small wins helps. What are your initial thoughts on this concept? Do you find it useful? Jessica, hi Marcus. It's great to chat with you too. Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge believer in the power of small wins. For me, they're the fuel that keeps the engine going, especially when the finish line feels miles away. Without them, it's easy to get discouraged. Marcus, I completely agree. That feeling of being stuck or not seeing any progress can be incredibly demotivating, especially with long-term goals or complex tasks. I've definitely experienced that. Another challenge I've faced is sometimes overlooking these small victories, thinking they're insignificant. Jessica, yes, the tendency to focus only on the grand outcome. It requires a shift in mindset to truly appreciate the smaller steps. Sometimes we're so focused on the ultimate goal that we don't acknowledge the effort we put in along the way. Marcus, exactly. And sometimes, even if you do notice them, you don't take the time to consciously acknowledge or celebrate them. What do you think are the core reasons why these small wins matter so much? Jessica, several reasons. First, they provide tangible evidence of progress. When you chip away at a big task and complete a small part, it gives you a clear sign that you are moving forward. This is incredibly motivating. Marcus, definitely. That feeling of momentum is crucial. It combats that feeling of stagnation. I've also noticed that achieving small wins significantly boosts confidence. Each little accomplishment builds self-belief, making you more willing to tackle the next challenge. Jessica, that's a huge point. It creates a positive feedback loop. You succeed a little, you feel more confident, you try harder, you succeed more. And let's not forget how they help to overcome feeling overwhelmed. When a task seems enormous, breaking it down into small, achievable steps makes it far less daunting. Marcus, a total game changer. They transform a massive mountain into a series of manageable hills. That mental shift is crucial for managing stress and avoiding procrastination. I also think small wins are great for building habits and routines. Jessica, yes, absolutely. Consistently achieving those small steps reinforces the positive behaviors necessary for long-term success. It's like compounding interest for your habits. Plus, I find that acknowledging small wins can increase focus and clarity. When you know exactly what the next tiny step is, it's easier to concentrate. Marcus, that makes sense. A clear, immediate objective focuses your energy. So, while the benefits are abundant, what are some of the challenges in consistently identifying and leveraging these small wins? Jessica, that's a critical question. One of the biggest challenges, in my experience, is actually remembering to acknowledge them. In the rush of daily work, it's easy to complete a mini task and immediately move on to the next without pausing to register the win. Marcus, I completely agree. It's a delicate balance. You want to keep moving forward, but you also need to pause. Another significant pitfall is when a small win doesn't feel impactful enough, or when you feel like you should be achieving bigger things, leading to a sense of diminishing the accomplishment. Jessica, that's a real concern. It can undermine the very purpose of focusing on small wins. You have to actively fight that urge to minimize your efforts. And then there are days when it feels like no progress is made at all, or the small win feels insignificant in the face of persistent obstacles. Marcus, precisely. It's vital to have strategies for those days too. You need to be able to find a win, even if it's just learning something new from a mistake. What about trying to break down a huge project into small wins? How do you approach that practically? Jessica, for a huge project, I start by outlining all the major phases, and then for each phase I brainstorm every tiny task involved. I then ask myself, what's the absolute smallest, most achievable thing I can do right now that moves this forward? Could be just writing one paragraph or sending one email. Marcus, that's a thorough approach. I've found that using a checklist for these microtasks is incredibly satisfying. Simply ticking off an item, no matter how small, gives a jolt of positive reinforcement. It visually demonstrates progress. Jessica, yes, a done list alongside your to-do list can be revolutionary. It acts as a visual log of your accomplishments. Another strategy one uses is to set daily or weekly mini goals. For example, today I will complete the introduction section, or this week I will gather all the research materials for Chapter 1. Marcus, that's a proactive way to handle it. I've found that giving myself a specific, achievable mini goal for the day helps me start strong and avoid aimless work. And once I hit that mini goal, I get that little burst of energy. Jessica, and what about actually celebrating these small wins? How do you ensure you give them the recognition they deserve? Marcus, for me it doesn't have to be a big party. Sometimes it's a quick stretch and a 5-minute break or a mental pat on the back. For slightly larger small wins, I might treat myself to a nice coffee or listen to my favorite song. It's about acknowledging the effort and creating a positive association. Jessica, those are all excellent strategies. I've also found that sharing small wins with a supportive colleague or a mentor can be very rewarding. Their acknowledgement reinforces the achievement and keeps you accountable. Marcus, that's a great point. It's an ongoing process of recognizing and leveraging progress. What about some of the less obvious benefits of consistently achieving small wins? Jessica, one that comes to mind is how it significantly helps with combating procrastination. When you know you just need to achieve one tiny step, it lowers the barrier to entry, making it easier to start. The sheer inertia of starting is often the hardest part. Marcus, oh, that's a big one. Overcoming that initial inertia is crucial. How have you addressed that? Jessica, I've tried to implement the just 5 minutes rule. If I feel stuck on a task, I tell myself I just have to work on it for 5 minutes. Often once those 5 minutes are up, the momentum has built and I continue. That initial small win of starting gets me going. Marcus, that's a good way to trick your brain into productivity. Another subtle benefit can be a reduction in stress and anxiety. When you consistently see yourself making progress, even in small increments, it reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed and boosts your sense of control. Jessica, absolutely. That internal sense of accomplishment can be a powerful antidote to stress. Trying to build a healthier internal narrative and focusing on professionalism and integrity can help you navigate those waters. I find that it also builds resilience. When bigger setbacks occur, you remember all the small victories you've already accumulated, giving you confidence to push through. Marcus, that's a healthy approach. What about when you have a truly tough day and it feels like no real win was achieved? How do you find a small win then? Jessica, that can be incredibly challenging. On those days, a win might be simply showing up or learning something from a mistake, or maintaining a positive attitude despite difficulties. It could be acknowledging an effort even if the outcome wasn't perfect. The win becomes about persistence or learning. Marcus, that's a tough one but a vital perspective. Having a supportive environment that recognizes effort, not just outcomes, can make all the difference. What about the long-term impact of consistently achieving small wins on your overall career trajectory? Jessica, it's profound. Small wins build a foundation of competence and confidence. They lead to consistent action which accumulates into significant progress towards your bigger goals. It's the compound effect in action. They also make the journey more enjoyable and sustainable. Marcus, absolutely. Making time for self-reflection and acknowledging that progress is crucial for long-term well-being and preventing burnout. It's not always easy, but it's vital. Jessica. So, it seems like achieving small wins is multifaceted and can range from tiny daily actions to strategic mindset shifts and contributes significantly to overall success. Marcus, exactly. And the way we leverage these small victories can significantly impact our motivation, our productivity, and our ability to reach truly ambitious goals. Developing awareness, consistent effort, and self-recognition are key. Jessica, I agree. And learning from each experience and adapting your strategies over time is also important. What counts as a small win might evolve as you progress. Marcus, that's a great point. It's an ongoing process of learning and refinement. Jessica, well, Marcus, this has been a really insightful conversation. It's good to know that many of these aspects are universal and that there are strategies we can use to improve. Marcus, absolutely, Jessica. Sharing these experiences can be really helpful. It reminds us that even the longest journey is made up of individual steps, and each one counts as a victory. Narrator. That was a truly insightful and relatable conversation between Marcus and Jessica, exploring the diverse and often complex landscape of achieving small wins. They shared practical strategies for identifying these crucial victories, overcoming procrastination, boosting confidence, and leveraging consistent progress towards larger goals. Now, let's move on to our practice session to help you actively engage with the language and concepts they explored. Practice section. Part 1. Vocabulary of achieving small wins. Let's review some key vocabulary and phrases related to achieving small wins that Marcus and Jessica used. Achieving small wins. Successfully completing minor accomplishments that contribute to larger goals. Oh, think about, why is achieving small wins important for long-term motivation? Daunted by feeling intimidated or overwhelmed by something difficult. Oh, what makes you feel daunted by a large project? Underestimated, power not recognized or valued enough. Oh, why is the power of small wins often underestimated? Oh, building blocks. Fundamental components that contribute to a larger structure or development. Oh, how are small wins like building blocks for major achievements? Generate momentum, to create a feeling of progress that makes it easier to continue. Oh, how do small wins help to generate momentum? Tangible evidence, clear and observable proof or signs of something. Oh, what kind of tangible evidence of progress do small wins provide? Fuel, the engine to provide energy or power to keep something going. Oh, why are small wins described as the fuel that keeps progress going? Demotivating, causing someone to lose enthusiasm or motivation. Oh, what situations can be demotivating when working on long projects? Overlooking victories, failing to notice or consider something. Oh, why do people sometimes overlook their small victories? A shift in mindset, a fundamental change in one's attitude or way of thinking. Oh, what kind of shift in mindset is needed to appreciate small wins? Core reasons, the most important or fundamental explanations. Oh, what are the core reasons why small wins matter? Chip away at, to gradually reduce something. Oh, how do you chip away at a large task? A positive feedback loop, a system where the output of one action reinforces the input for the next, leading to a continuous cycle. Oh, how do small wins create a positive feedback loop for confidence? Combat procrastination, to fight against the tendency to delay or postpone tasks. Oh, how can focusing on small wins help to combat procrastination? Compounding interest, for habits, the idea that small, consistent actions or gains accumulate and grow significantly over time. Oh, how can small wins lead to a compounding interest effect on your habits? Inertia, a tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged. Oh, why is overcoming inertia often the hardest part of starting a task? Diminishing the accomplishment, making an achievement seem less significant or impressive. Oh, why should you avoid diminishing the accomplishment of small wins? Consistently identifying, regularly recognizing and pinpointing. Oh, what are the challenges in consistently identifying small wins? Leveraging wins using something to maximum advantage. Oh, how can you leverage small wins to maintain momentum? A microtasks, very small or minute tasks. Oh, what are some examples of microtasks that could be small wins? Jolt of positive reinforcement. A sudden, strong feeling of encouragement or reward. Oh, what gives you a jolt of positive reinforcement during work? A visual log. A record or history that uses visual elements. Oh, how does a done list act as a visual log of accomplishments? A mini goals. Small, short-term objectives that contribute to a larger goal. Oh, how do you set mini goals for yourself daily or weekly? Aimless work. Working without a clear purpose or direction. Oh, how can setting mini goals prevent aimless work? Treat myself to do or buy something special for oneself as a reward. Oh, how do you treat yourself to acknowledge a small win? You reinforce the positive behavior. To strengthen or encourage a good action or habit. Oh, how does celebrating a win reinforce the positive behavior that led to it? A barrier to entry. An obstacle that makes it difficult to start something. Oh, how do small wins lower the barrier to entry for starting a task? Just 5 minutes rule. A strategy for combating procrastination by committing to work on a task for only a very short, manageable period. Oh, how does the just 5 minutes rule help overcome inertia? Internal narrative. The ongoing story or conversation one has with oneself in their mind. Oh, how does achieving small wins build a healthier internal narrative? Antidote to stress. Something that prevents or lessens the effects of stress. Oh, how can a sense of accomplishment act as an antidote to stress? A resilience. The ability to recover quickly from difficulties. Oh, how do accumulated small wins build resilience for larger setbacks? Compounding effect. The accelerating growth of something as a result of continually reinvesting gains. Oh, how does the compounding effect of small wins lead to significant progress? Part 2. Reflecting on your experiences with small wins. Think about your own experiences with achieving small wins, past or present. Answer the following questions. Can you recall a recent instance where a small win significantly boosted your motivation or helped you overcome a hurdle? Describe it. What is one large project or goal you're currently working on? How could you break it down into smaller, achievable wins? Do you typically acknowledge or celebrate your small accomplishments? So how? If not, why do you think you don't? How do small wins influence your overall feeling of productivity and stress levels? On days when you feel stuck or unproductive, what is the smallest possible win you could aim for to regain momentum? Do you use any tools like checklists, progress bars, or apps to track your small wins? So which ones are effective? Looking back, what is one major lesson you've learned about the power of small victories? What is one new strategy for achieving or recognizing small wins that you would like to incorporate into your routine? What advice would you give to someone who feels overwhelmed by a big goal and can't seem to get started? Part 3. Practicing phrases for discussing small wins. Imagine you are talking to a colleague in English about how to break down a project into smaller wins. Practice using the following phrases in your conversation. I'm trying to break down this big project into smaller wins. I think achieving small wins will really help with motivation. My goal for today is just to complete one micro task. I need to make sure I don't overlook these small victories. What's the smallest actionable step we can take right now? I find that ticking off items on a checklist gives me a real boost. Do you have any strategies for celebrating minor accomplishments? I'm hoping this approach will help combat procrastination. It's about building momentum, isn't it? Practice incorporating these phrases naturally into your explanation of the situation and your feelings about it. Part 4. Role-playing a scenario on implementing small wins. Imagine you and a colleague are starting a new complex project. You both agree that focusing on small wins will be key. Take turns suggesting how you will plan for and track these small wins, and discuss potential challenges. Use phrases like, what if we started by outlining all the major phases and then brainstormed all the microtasks for the first phase? Another option could be to create a shared done list where we can visually track our progress. I think the benefit of that would be that it provides tangible evidence of progress for everyone. However, a potential drawback might be that it takes extra time to meticulously break down every single step. Have you considered setting a daily mini goal for each of us at the start of the day? That's an interesting idea. How would that help us generate momentum? I'm not sure if we'll always remember to celebrate every tiny win in the rush of things. Perhaps we could designate a specific time each week to review our collective small wins? What do you think is the first small win we should aim for on this project? Practice this dialogue, focusing on collaborative planning and respectful communication. Narrator. The ability to effectively leverage small wins is not merely a productivity hack, but a profound psychological strategy that can transform our relationship with challenging goals. As Marcus and Jessica so thoughtfully illustrated, from consciously breaking down tasks to acknowledging every micro-accomplishment, every small victory contributes to a continuous cycle of motivation, confidence, and sustained progress. By embracing the power of these seemingly minor achievements, we can navigate even the longest and most complex journeys with greater energy, less stress, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Thank you for joining the English Learning Podcast today. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable language and practical insights for mastering the art of achieving small wins. We'll be back soon with more engaging conversations to support your English.